Hey y'all, my name is Luke. I make bags and I also have this boat project going on. So in this episode, we're looking at how I have been building out the cockpit bulkheads back here, making temporary structures for them, molds, and getting them waxed up, and making some carbon twill foam panels. So I'll just be quiet and do another one of these little kind of ASMR videos. Cut it in a couple spots to make it fit as nice as I want, but it's tacked in place with this adhesive spray, and now I can get everything else ready and mix up some resin to start so that I can clamp this foam piece in here and make sure that So once the surfaces were prepared, I used that spray glue to get some peel ply on as a first layer, and then I started putting on some vinyl ester. And I reinforced the corners a bit with some matting and then some carbon, but then it was just 3 layers of carbon over the whole thing. And to give this wet layup a bit more of a compression mold type thing, I got a bunch of pieces of melamine and put a lot of pressure on them up against other bulkheads to kind of squish it all in there as best as I could. So here I'm drilling out a spot for a solid fiberglass plug that will be a really good spot to put a threaded rod into, and a piece of metal at the top of it will go on there so that you'll be able to just solidly hold down 2 propane tanks. So just making sure that the propane tank fits in the right spot and is the right shape. There's a bit of curves here, so I just want to make sure it all fits right while it's still foam before I start laying up these parts with carbon. And I realized, hopefully, thankfully, early enough on, that if I made the whole part, there was no way I'd be able to actually stick it in there and glass it in. So I decided to make it in 2 parts. You know, if I'd made it in 3 parts, it probably would have been easier, but I, for some reason, liked the idea of this this layup, this more complicated piece, having uninterrupted fiber lengths around the edge. It probably doesn't make a difference, but it's just good experience to making parts that have curves on them. So while those parts for the propane locker are curing, I can go ahead and take apart the mold on the back side of this bulkhead here and rip the peel ply off. The inside of the propane locker layup didn't come out as nicely as I would have liked, but I did get really good compression on the actual like rounded areas where the propane tanks are going to sit. So I'm just going to fill and sand around there to make it easier to clean, but it's definitely super stable. I've got a bunch of layers of carbon in there. And yeah, just working on getting that installed on the port side of the boat. Alright, so I've got the backside of these bulkheads tabbed together, as you can see here. There's peel ply, and then I've got the backside of this guy tabbed together as well. So that's still curing here, and it's all connecting the different layups together. And now I'm just getting ready to do the same thing on this one. So I got it all ground down, got it vacuumed out, and then I'll get to cutting some lengths of this biax here. I'll do 3 layers of different widths and just tab together the back of that so that the backside is all good. Yeah, so I kind of jump around from one project to another as things are curing or need to be sanded or whatever. I guess that's just kind of the way my brain works. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.